All right, today we're going to dive into some really powerful ideas from Tiffany Aliche's game-changing book, Get Good with Money. We're going to explore her roadmap to what she calls financial wholeness. And I'm telling you, it might just flip how you think about your bank account forever. I wanted to start with this quote because it just completely flips the script on one of the most dreaded words in finance, the budget. See, Aliche argues that a budget isn't about restriction. It's a foundation. It's the floor that holds you up. And that single idea, it's really at the heart of everything we're about to get into. So who came up with this incredible concept? Well, let's meet the author, Tiffany Aliche. You might know her as the Budgetnista, and her story is absolutely key to understanding her entire philosophy. Before she was this global financial guru, Tiffany was actually an award-winning preschool teacher. And you might think, okay, that's interesting, but it's a really crucial piece of her story. Her entire approach is rooted in that experience, taking these big, complex, kind of scary ideas and making them simple, actionable, and super easy to understand. Her whole journey took this really dramatic turn back during the 2008 recession. I mean, like millions of other people, the crisis just hit her hard. She lost her job, her savings, pretty much everything. And this is the important part, from that total financial disaster, she rebuilt her life from the ground up and created a whole movement to help other people do the exact same thing. So that experience of losing it all, it led her to this really profound realization. The goal isn't just about getting rich. The real goal is to become financially whole. So let's break down what that actually means. Financial wholeness, it's a totally holistic approach. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme. No, it's about making sure all the different parts of your financial life are working together, in sync, to give you genuine security and, peace of mind. And her system is incredibly comprehensive. It covers these 10 core components, see? It's not just about budgeting and saving. It's about building a complete financial ecosystem, from managing your debt and credit to investing for the future and even planning your legacy. The whole idea is that all these pieces have to work together for you to be truly whole. Now, for this explainer, we're really going to focus on what might be the most transformative part of her entire system, her totally unique take on budgeting. This is where the magic really starts to happen. It all starts with building what she calls your financial fire escape. She calls it the noodle budget. And that name, it comes from her own experience of having to strip her spending down to the absolute bare essentials, like literally eating ramen noodles just to survive her financial crisis. Okay, so the crucial thing to get here is that the noodle budget is not your day-to-day plan, not at all. It's your worst-case scenario number. And just calculating that one single figure is so incredibly empowering. It just zaps away so much financial anxiety because no matter what happens, you know exactly what your baseline for survival is. Okay, so you've got your worst-case scenario covered. That's great. But nobody wants to live on ramen noodles forever, right? What about actually enjoying the life you have right now? Well, that's where the other half of her system comes in. This is the other half of the equation. Once your survival is all locked down, you create a say yes plan. And this is not about saying no to things. It's about creating a system that lets you confidently and happily say yes. And the mechanics of it are just beautifully simple. First, you automate your savings and your bill payments. Aliche suggests using two main checking accounts, one that's strictly for bills and another one for everything else, your discretionary spending. Any money that's left in that spending account is yours to use however you want, completely guilt-free because you know all your responsibilities are already taken care of. So why is this mindset shift so revolutionary? Well, let's put the financial wholeness strategy side by side with some more common financial habits. The difference is pretty stark. Just take a look at this. The Get Good with Money strategy is all about being proactive. It's about having a plan. In contrast, the more common approach is just reactive, spending first and then kind of hoping for the best. A proactive plan builds a safety net, while the reactive one leaves a quarter of Americans with no emergency savings at all. It's the difference between actively paying down your debt versus just accepting it as a permanent part of your life. And that emergency savings statistic is wow. It's worth really letting that sink in. 1 out of every 4 people has nothing set aside for a crisis. This is the exact financial vulnerability that the noodle budget is designed to solve. It provides that essential floor of security when life, gets unpredictable. So, as we start to wrap this up, what's the core message here? What's the one big thing we should take away from this whole approach to money? What do you need to remember on your own path to wholeness? It all comes down to this simple idea. Good financial planning isn't about telling yourself no all the time. It's about building a system that gives you permission. Permission to live securely, permission to spend without guilt, and permission to build the life you actually want to live. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. If you set up your finances to give you more freedom, not less, what's the very first yes your money could give you? A coffee, a vacation, a donation, an investment? The answer to that question, that's your first step toward financial wholeness.